What's going on, everyone? Welcome to RTT Finals. So, I am playing Applejacks and the Pine Street Pichus in the finals this week. This is honestly really terrifying. The first match we had this season against them was incredibly close. I feel about as comfortable as I can be, given everything that I have to prep for, and I'm really hoping that it goes well. So in our previous match, Berserker was honestly kind of a pain. I know they brought Amistar, Hitmonchan as well. Amistar was one of their main Dynamax targets alongside the Berserker. Togepi was there for like redirection support and like typical annoying Togepi things. I believe Electivire is new to their team. I believe this is something they added in like one of the last weeks. So this is something new that we had to prep for, and I'm really honestly terrified of. Lurantis is obviously also very good. Espeon's terrifying. This team has a lot that is very, very good. So let's talk about what we had done previously versus what we're doing now. Previously, we had brought like Hard Trick Room with Vespiquen. We have Scarf Exploud and Kingler as like our other Dynamax targets besides Rhydon and Vespiquen, right? In practice, Vespiquen has been absolutely awful, and I do not ever want to play with this Pokemon again if it's up to me. It has just not been good at all this season, so that gave us a free slot. Past that, Scarf Exploud has not been particularly good on the damage output aspect as well, so like something else that I could see just wanting to cut and rework. Screen's Morgrim has been absurd all season, so like that's a must bring. Musharna has been absurdly good, and we're trying something new with Kingler. So let's talk about what we're doing this week instead. So we're playing support Kingler this week with Ally Switch, Knockoff, and Razor Shell as well. Not really looking to do a ton of damage with Kingler. We're looking to be more support oriented and just like really disrupt our opponent by playing Ally Switch Kingler. It's won me games in the last couple weeks, and I'm hoping that it being on a very unique Pokemon that's not anticipated to have it and not something I've done all season, we can really bring it. We've dropped Light Screen for Taunt on Morgrim as well, being able to make sure we can taunt the Togepi just to prevent it from doing anything seems really important. Rhydon is literally the same. Musharna is, I believe, the same. I think we added Energy Ball. I don't think we had it on it previously. We did. Okay, so literally the same it looks like. We're bringing in Magmortar because it seems really, really good here, especially against, like, if they do bring, they do have access to Electivire, being able to just hit this thing seems really good. We do need to worry about Kingler, but honestly, I think we need to be Assault Vest. This is a last minute change. I'm putting Assault Vest on, and we're gonna try to just outbulk our opponent, try to live a hit, and pick up extra KOs that way. Could just be Clear Smog in the off chance. I actually really like Clear Smog here, just because like Berserker can set up. Lurantis can try to do Lurantis things, potentially Belly Drum on Linoon, Shell Smash on Amistar. Just taking away all these boosts seems really important. I think that's a really good change, and I think I want to cut out some of this speed, be more offensive. I think 130 is probably going to be good. Perfect. Okay, last minute change. I haven't ran it by the team building guys, but this is what we're doing. And then we're bringing in Rocky Helmet Spiritomb as well. Phantom Force breaks Protect, which I found out it breaks Protect for the entire turn. So being able to just like stall out like a turn of Dynamax and then break Protect on the following turn or something like that seems really good. Rocky Helmet just to do some extra chip damage. Will-O-Wisp, Ally Switch as well. Again, just something we haven't done all season, and I really just want to make them have the mindset of what if they have it. So I think this is the team. I don't think there's anything else I can do. It comes down to this. 2, maybe 3 matches to end the season. So they're waiting on me. Let's get paired up. We will see you in game. All right. I believe this is the exact team that they brought adding in, I believe it's adding in Electivire as their last mon. Yeah, originally they had a Mulga, and now they have Electivire, which is obviously much better against Kingler. But otherwise, this is the exact team. Oh, they have Lurantis as well. They bring Lurantis over Togepi. Okay. Really good to know. What do we like? What do we want to do here? I think Spiritomb looks really appealing. I think trying to play the Trick Room game against this team is really important. So I think I want Musharna plus Morgrim with Spiritomb Rhydon in the back. If they bring Hitmonchan up front, we can pivot Musharna out into Spiritomb. We could also max. Yeah, I think this is fine. If I bring Rhydon, I'm pretty weak to Amistar. Do I want... I think I want Rhydon, though. Let's do it. It's going to be... Okay. Hitmonchan Berserker. What do we like? I think this is going to be max from Berserker. I would think I want to set Reflect. And I think I want to go into Spiritomb here. I think this is the play. This could be Fake Out into Morgrim. And actually, I think that's the play. I think it's Steel Spike and Fake Out into Morgrim. So I'm actually going to try to set Trick Room this turn. I could Protect, or I could just swap to Spiritomb. I think I like swapping here. Okay. That's a pretty decent turn. And the Room Service Berserker. Okay. Interesting. So now I'm going to Psychic the Hitmonchan. And I'm going to go for... Oh, I think Berserker underspeeds me now. That's really awkward. I could max Musharna. I could also swap to Rhydon here. They're going to underspeed Rhydon for sure now. I could go into Morgrim and protect Spiritomb. I don't think that's aggressive enough. I think I need to... I want to Psychic the Hitmonchan. I would like to not show Ally Switch this early, but I think it might be the play. I think it's going to be Will-O-Wisp the Berserker. Okay, going into Amistar. Going to max the Berserker. They do outspeed. Okay. They do outspeed. That's unfortunate, but honestly not the end of the world. Because now I can bring in... Morgrim and set Reflect. Let Morgrim go down. And then bring in Rhydon. Is that the play I want? I think so. I don't want to reveal Energy Ball, so I think I'm just going to Psychic the Amistar. And I'm going to Reflect. Interesting. Room Service Berserker is not something I had considered. That's honestly some very, very good tech. Okay. Ooh, Amistar holds on by just a sliver. Muddy Water's going to come out. Going to get the accuracy drop. That's unfortunate, but honestly not the end of the world. Because now I can Psychic the Amistar slot, pick up the KO there. And I can Max Flare the Berserker, which will then set Sun, so my Max Flares will do more the following turn. Is that worth it? This also lets me play around like Muddy Water on the Amistar by setting Sun. I think I would rather Quake and get the special defense boost, and this is potentially going to do more damage. Okay, we do connect. Steel Spike is going to come in. That crit matters. That crit matters a ton. Unfortunately. Oh well, this is fine. We're in an okay position. Like, we've been crit twice, and that's obviously very unfortunate, but it is what it is. Just gotta stay, keep our cool and keep doing our thing. We're gonna go for a Helping Hand, Max Quake into the Berserker, take it out this turn. Honestly, I could Helping Hand. Yeah, we'll go for a Max Quake into the Berserker, try to take it out this turn. There's a Fake Out into Musharna. Iron Head. Max Quake's going to take out the Berserker. Trick Room is now over. We're +2 special defense on both of our Mons. Electivire comes out. Sick. Okay. I'm going to set Trick Room. And I'm going to go for... I think I beat Electivire in the 1v1 with Rhydon. I don't know. I could Max Guard this turn just to stall out and try to set Trick Room. I think this is a pretty obvious double into Musharna, though. I think Trick Room and Max Quake the Electivire is the play. Am I more scared of Electivire or Hitmonchan? I'm currently higher special defense. I think I'm going to Trick Room. I could Rockfall the Electivire, which will then set Sand to break the Hitmonchan's Focus Sash. I could also just Quake the Hitmonchan. Man, I think that second crit's gonna matter. Let's take out the Hitmonchan, I think. Okay. Ah, dang it. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be GG. I can Psychic the... Man, that double up is really unfortunate. Had I just Max Guarded, I think we win this game. Let's see how much this is going to matter. We're going to reveal that we are Light Clay on Morgrim. Okay, no Sash on Hitmonchan. This is good information to gain. And we'll Psychic. We might still be able to win this. One crit deserves another. It's going to come down to accuracy. It's going to come down to accuracy. Oh my goodness. Okay. Insane. Absolutely insane. Holy cow. Okay. One crit deserves another, I guess. I think their crit mattered more. But I definitely think the crit there put us in a position to where we can win this game. Them being physical Electivire is obviously very, very good information. Having access to Reflect is absolutely huge for us. If we could have nailed the Amistar just to pick up the KO on it, I think we win that game pretty handily. But we won. I think Spiritomb was okay. I just don't think they have a strong answer to Musharna. Like, if I lead Morgrim Musharna, I think I want the same 4. I think we play that game as optimally as we can. They could bring Lurantis to potentially deal with Rhydon more accessibly. But I don't think it's worth it. I don't think that's worth it. I think Rhydon's good if we're trying to do Trick Room things. The fact that Berserker underspeeds Spiritomb under Trick Room is good to know. I think I want Morgrim Musharna. Do I want to try to go my fast mode with Kingler Magmortar? It is a very interesting question. Kingler Magmortar loses pretty hard to Electivire. Does it though? If I set reflect, I think we're in an okay. I think we're in an okay position. Rhydon looks really appealing outside of exactly Amistar. Like, we take hits from Berserker all day. Yeah, I think I want to drop Spirit Tomb and bring in Kingler instead. Let's do it. This is for the marbles. For all the marbles. So I believe this could be like Tickle into Lurantis to boost its stats. So I think what I'm going to do, I could Helping Hand and Foul Play the Lurantis. I could also... Does maxing do anything here? I don't think so. This is probably where their sash is on Espeon. I think they're more scared of Musharna setting Trick Room than anything else. I think I want to go into Kingler. I can't taunt the Espeon because they have Magic Bounce. I think I'm going to go for the Helping Hand Foul Play. Okay. Okay. This is honestly okay. Now I think I can Trick Room. What do I want to do here? I can Psychic. Do I want to Psychic? Morgrem goes down to another superpower. It also goes down to another Foul Play. Lurantis goes down to another Foul Play. I could Dynamax Musharna. I think I'm pulling the trigger too early on it if that's what I'm trying to do. I think this turn I want to go into Rhydon and I want to Reflect. Morgrem will still go down to a superpower. I think I'm going to just protect this turn. Okay. Then this turn I can protect and bring in Kingler. I'm just trying to preserve our Dynamax for as long as possible. Okay, there's the Tickle, there's the Leaf Blade. Okay, this is completely fine because now I'm going to max. I am going to Flare into the Lurantis, and I'm going to click Ally Switch. Because they're going to go for a Leaf Blade into my Kingler. That's going to get it, most likely knock it out. But I'm also going to take its Lurantis out on the way. Okay. This is obviously not good. I can bring in... I'm going to bring in Musharna. I am going to try to set Trick Room this turn, I think. Okay. Trick Room is up. Perfect. Now we can... We underspeed Rhydon. So I can go for Psychic into the Lurantis. No, I want to Energy Ball the Lurantis slot. And if they Ally Switch, I take out the Espeon. And then I can Max Flare the Espeon slot. Okay. No, this is completely fine, I think. I think this is all fine. Rhydon takes that. Okay. Our Dynamax is over, but Trick Room is up. Berserker comes out. That's their Dynamax target. I don't think I can win this game. Unfortunately. I showed them Fire Punch, which is really unfortunate because I think that's really good into the Lurantis strategy. We Psychic the Lurantis. And we can EQ. Nowhere near it. Yep, this is going to be GG, I think. Yep, I'm going to go ahead and concede from there. This game is dead. Is it? Yes, I'm dead to Ironhead and a Morgrim. Going to game 3. Going to game 3 for all the marbles. How do I want to deal with Lurantis? I can bring Mag. I think Morgrim plus Mag. I think Musharna plus Mag is actually a really interesting lead here. Because if they're doing the Lurantis stuff, I can reasonably set Trick Room in front of them. And I can clear Smog to clear their boosts. I think Musharna plus Mag is good. I think Morgrim and Rhydon are probably the play. I don't think Kingler's the play. I think Kingler just dies to too many other things here. Like Morgrim and I could bring Spiritomb. Spiritomb is not awful, but then I'm really reliant on Mag as my Dynamax target. I definitely like Musharna plus Mag. Oh man. Musharna plus Mag. I think I want Spiritomb and Rhydon. I think it's time to leave Morgrim at home, unfortunately. Is it? Setting Reflect can be really useful. Yeah, I think I had to bring Morgrim. Yep, let's do it. I think this is it. Amistar Berserker. Okay. I'm going to be faster than Amistar. I could go for Helping Hand. I don't think I need the Solar Beam, actually. We know Berserker's going to be slower than I am. I think this is actually switched to Morgrim. And I think I want to Overgrowth the Amistar. I think this is safe. I think we just try to play a faster game instead of trying to set up Trick Room. Because Berserker kind of beats us up under Trick Room. I think Magmortar's really good here, actually. This game is extremely stressful. I'm not gonna lie. I'm feeling it. Just need to make some good reads. Need to make some good reads and make some good plays. There's Scarf. Okay. Amistar goes down. They're going to CC my Mag. Okay. Completely fine. Perfect. Because now their only other special attacker is Espeon, so I can safely set Reflect. I can't Max Guard, which is unfortunate. Espeon does come out. So I can reflect. I could Quake. I'm going to flare the Espeon slot. I think if they're ever going to click if they're ever going to... I'm going to reflect. And I think this is a flare of the Espeon slot. And hope to read the ally switch. If not, like, it's whatever. Got him. Oh, Magmortar. Oh, Magmortar. I love you so much. I love you so, so much. I'm going to foul play the Lurantis slot, and I'm going to flare the Espeon slot. Sure. Espeon's going to Dynamax. That's completely fine. We hold. Okay. Honestly, pretty decent turn, all things considered. We can now Psychic into the... I think now I want to try to set Trick Room. And I want to swap to Rhydon. That crit doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Trick Room goes up. Okay. And now we can Helping Hand. I could Rock Slide. I think EQ is probably worth it. I could also just Psychic in EQ. No, EQ is going to be reduced damage because of grassy terrain. So I can Psychic the Lurantis and Rock Slide. I think Helping Hand Rock Slide is actually the play. Good max guard. Nice flinch. Oh, I think that flinch just won me the game. I think that flinch just won me the game. That's insane. I could Psychic the Lurantis and Rock Slide. Why not? Let's do it. Oh! Oh my gosh. That's insane. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's talk. We won RTT. That's obviously huge. Let's talk about the team. Let's talk about the team for the season. And this is going to be our moment of reflection. We're going to do this by draft pick order, so we can just kind of talk through this. First pick of the draft, we went with Morgrim. I believe Morgrim had our highest win percentage of the season. I believe Morgrim was easily one of our best Pokemon all season. When looking at their draft board, it's currently at 14 points. I think, based on their picks, where picks can go up to, I believe, 18. Yeah, 18 points is the max. I thought Morgrim was a steal at 14. I have played with and against Morgrim a ton in draft leagues, and I knew what this thing was capable of. This thing is literally just mini Grimmsnarl, who is easily one of the best Pokemon in the current format. So getting to play Eviolite Grimmsnarl just means that you get to do so much. This thing was so good week in and week out. I don't think there was a week we didn't bring it. Yeah, we brought Morgrim every week, which is what you want from your first overall pick, you know. Morgrim was absolutely insane this season, which leads us to Kingler. At times, Kingler was very, very good. It's priced in at 10 points, and I think that's fine. Based on this season, Kingler was fine. It never really got to do what I wanted it to do. In hindsight, I would probably not take the G-Max next time, just because I think Geyser is probably worth more than like Bubble or Foam Burst and lowering their speed. I think that Kingler is honestly it has a lot working for it, especially in a limited format like this. Having access to Hypercutter and Shell Armor, both as abilities, are very good. And like if this is a non-Dynamax format, Sheer Force is absurd. So I honestly think Kingler is good. In hindsight, I think taking regular Kingler for the future would have been better, but not something I'm ashamed of. Next, we had Rhydon. Rhydon was very, very good. I've taken it in draft leagues previously, and having access to Eviolite Rhydon, just, you add so much extra bulk onto it. You know, being able to go up to huge amounts of bulk on your special defense, which is a very lackluster stat, while still being extremely slow and pressuring your opponent with a base 130 attack has been very good. The synergy with Lightning Rod next to all of our flying types and Kingler was very good multiple times. I don't think there was a week we brought Rhydon that we weren't Lightning Rod, just because like the potential to redirect a random electric attack was good. There was a couple times where we had like Thunder Wave on Morgrim, and we, got ourselves with Lightning Rod, but overall, very good Pokemon as well. Which brings us to Jigglypuff. I think Jigglypuff is appropriately priced at 3 points. My point when drafting was I want to take Pokemon that I think are completely undervalued, which is why I took Morgrim with first, and I took Jigglypuff at 4. I think Jigglypuff has the potential with Friend Guard to be very powerful. It ended up winning our semis match, being able to stall out with Parasong, which is not something I anticipated. But past that, there was only like one other week that we brought Jigglypuff that it was actually good and useful. Most of the time, we had to put Sash on it so it could actually live a hit, because even though you have a base 115 attack, when you're looking at base 20 defenses, it's not particularly bulky. Even adding in Eviolite, you're still looking at 60 defense with no investment, which is just not where you want to be. So, Jigglypuff was fine. I think in hindsight, I valued it a little too highly, and it would have been on the board later, and I could have taken something else instead. Which leads us to probably our MVP on our team with Magmortar. This thing it was able to pick up so many KOs throughout the season. It was able to just be an absolute disaster for our opponents, it felt like. I don't have the stats in front of me, but I feel like, all things considered, it probably, it was top 4 going into this week of on the kill leaders board. So Magmortar did a ton of work for us week in and week out. It was absolutely disastrous with either Life Orb or Assault Vest. I think one week we ran Choice Scarf. I know we've ran Expert Belt on it. Like, you can slap on any kind of offensive item on Magmortar and it just be good. And it was very, very good for us week in and week out. If Morgrim was good, Magmortar was insane. It complemented so well next to Morgrim to be able to just take so many hits. And then, like this week, you only have a base 67 defense. But thanks to screens, you have relatively good bulk. With Assault Vest, you have a essentially based 130 defense, special defense. These are not anything to scoff at. Your speed tier is kind of lackluster, but we made it work week in and week out. Which leads us to, honestly, a Pokemon I thought was going to be not worth the points. Musharna is currently listed at 17 points on their board, and I thought at the time that was really high, especially when a max is 18. But in hindsight, this thing is absurd. Your bulk is just so insane. 85-95 with 116 HP is just disastrous for opponents. You're able to just take hits week in and week out. This match was a perfect example. We took a stab leech life from a Lurantis. Like, that's nothing to scoff at. We took hits every week with Musharna, and it just was absurd. If Morgan wasn't our support MVP, it was Musharna. Those two combined just lets you do so much. If one doesn't have the coverage move, the other does. It really does just make a very good defensive core for our teams. Next comes Xcloud. Honestly, kind of disappointing in it. We were able to do like throat spray things a couple different times and never really panned out. We tried Choice Scarf and sure, you get to a decent speed tier at that point, but then you're having pretty lackluster defense attack. We do have the synergy of Boom Burst plus Musharna, Boom Burst plus Spiritomb, Boom Burst plus Rhydon, just things that naturally resist it, but that's really all we ever did with Xcloud. It has a decent move pool with Icy Wind. If you want to do just looking at a special move pool, it has really useful moves, but it just wasn't ever able to do what we really needed it to do, unfortunately. I think Xcloud is probably, in hindsight, something I would have cut from the team. If we were redrafting today, I would probably not take Xcloud in this slot. Next is Vespiquen. Absolutely awful. I tried it. I tried to make it good. I tried multiple weeks to make this thing good, and it couldn't. It just was so lackluster in offense, pretty lackluster in because you have multiple very prominent weaknesses. You just can't reasonably take hits. You can't take a double up and be able to feel safe about yourself. It's just not good enough, unfortunately. Easily the Pokemon I was most dissatisfied with this season, and there's a reason that, in the matchup where it has Lurantis and Espeon, I chose not to bring it. It hits two of their biggest threats super effectively, and I just did not feel comfortable enough to bring it. So, easily the most disappointing Pokemon that we had all season. Then comes Spiritomb. Beginning of the season, before playoffs, I would have said Spiritomb was honestly a pretty big miss as well. And then the last couple weeks, it's really pulled its weight. Being able to be the MVP of last week, if it wasn't Jigglypuff, it was Spiritomb, being able to just destroy our opponents multiple times. It was honestly very good. Obviously, this week, it just came in and died. But past that, I think Spiritomb is probably a little overpriced. It's currently at 8 points on their board. But I think you could probably lower its value, and it moves up in expected value, expected return in investment, basically. And then rounding it out, we have two more. We have Skarm, another Pokemon that beginning of the season I was pretty disappointed in, and then there was a couple weeks where it was very, very good for us. We ran Snowball Skarmory, which is not something I ever anticipated seeing. Weak Armor could have had uses. We never really got to do things with it. But there were multiple times where I'm just if our opponent doesn't calc for Weak Armor, we're going to be able to pick up extra speed and be able to KO our opponent here and do things like that. And, it never really came up, if I remember correctly, but there was multiple times where Skarm pulled its weight and was very, very good for us. And finally, week 1, absolute all-star, we have Delibird. Outside of exactly week 1, I think every other time we brought Delibird, it just died. It was very good for exactly one matchup, and past that, it didn't ever do anything. The bulk on this thing is just non-existent. The damage output, even with Hustle and Life Orb, you're still pretty lackluster. Honestly, it was kind of a meme when we took it, but in all actuality, it was better than Vespiquen, so that's not really saying much, but it was fun. closing thoughts on RTT before we get out of here. I know this video is probably running a little long, but I think it's worth it. I love this format. I absolutely love this draft league. I can't wait to come back next season and try to redeem myself again. Huge shout outs to Jay for inviting the LRL community into their draft league, and I can't thank my team building crew enough. Thank you so much, Poppy, Carl, Navir, Angelo. You all are absolutely insane. This isn't just my win, this is your all's win too. Like, you all have helped me from day one with drafting to literally being there in chat as we go into game 3 of the finals. So thank you all so much. Huge shout outs to the entire RTT league. I loved it. I literally can't think of a draft league I've had more fun in. And I've ran our fair share of draft leagues at this point, and the power level that this draft league provides really allows exceptionally weak Pokemon to excel. Never before would I have anticipated Magmortar being an absolute all-star, or Rhydon to be a powerhouse, or Musharna to be absolutely insane. I've never thought before in my life I need to be scared of Berserker or Amistar. These are just not things that I've prepped for in other leagues, because you have such a massive power creep that a lot of these Pokemon have just been pushed out of relevancy. Even like Kingler getting a Gmax form, it still isn't good enough. There was a week where we had to prep for Articuno, and never anticipated Articuno to be good, let alone top of the leaderboards in kills. Never expected Piloswine, of all things, to potentially win the kill leaderboard. Absolutely insane. Just the Pokemon in this league that in other leagues would be completely irrelevant. I love this format. I think the only thing I would like to see moving forward, I would like a Dynamax free RTT league, just to see how that would play out. Because, a lot of the strengths of these Pokemon came from Dynamaxing them week in and week out. But you also had to play against your opponent's Dynamax and having that work against you as well. So I would like to see that, but honestly, if we just ran this league back tomorrow, exactly the same, no changes, I'd love it. I would play it again in a heartbeat. And I can't thank the league enough for allowing me to play this season. So I think that's going to be it for this season, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. And we'll see you next season. Have a good one. Peace.